Our session for addressing the client. In this session, we're going to be covering the importance of a great approach and the initial greeting of a client. When you first address them, it covers different types of clients also. We need to understand what it requires because obviously, if somebody's outright, upset, just continue the conversation of what their problem is would be cute. And I would love to be a fly in the wall when you ask that question, but I would strongly make sure that you first address the obviously the situation. If they are outright, they are not ready to actually get helped. You must help the emotional state that they're in. We will learn obviously that overall when we're addressing a client we need to be warm, authentic, and willingness to help. So we need to show that little Disney smile, as I said. Don't look fake, uh, because the moment that you do sound, even if it is over the actual internet or a phone call, just the way you verbally sound, as we learned, voice by itself is a type of communication. The sound itself can give attitude. The sound itself can sound if you're bored. So we need to make sure that we fully are attentive, and we're going to learn that that does become a little tedious the more we do it. We're also going to learn how growth mindset can help perfect the art work of working with clients in order to provide excellent service, adjust as obviously depending how we encounter with those different types of clients. Always make a client feel like he or she is important. Otherwise, the moment that we just start going, welcome to Kmart, how may I help you? My name is Diego. I did, I said my name, I did the little scheme. Didn't sound like if I really, really wanted to help you. Sounded more like if you were just another one of those sore pain of my situation that I am currently in. Different clients always take a different type of approach. So I'm going to be reading, we're not going to go from one side to the other, but I will be reading some statement to you guys now from when you actually see this statement, or sorry, hear this statement that I reading out to you. Thumbs up if it's true, thumbs down if it's false. I will stop the share so I could be able to see you guys. All right. So thumbs up if it's true, thumbs down if it's false. Clients typically know exactly what they need when they come to ask for help. Is that a true statement or a false statement? Some people are born with a certain face and cannot keep smiling, especially to strangers. Okay. It's okay to get annoyed when a customer is rude or not listening to you. You know, I love this question. I always have to stop at this question. Do you realize that it is okay for you to get annoyed? Now, what you do and how you react to that situation is the actual problem. We are humans. The moment we try to believe that it is not okay as a human to get annoyed is when we're going to actually fail. So we need to be prepared for this risk. There is a risk involved. So it's what we like to call the unknown knowns. So now we know that I'm going to get annoyed from Diego giving me all these little side stories. How can I keep my face straight? For instance, just me trying to make up a little joke here. So we need to obviously understand the moment we do get annoyed in the brain, we have a split second to make sure that our voice and tone does not match, and our eyes, whatever it is in the situation that we're in, we have been annoyed and we know it's going to happen. Now, what we do to be able to correct that as fast as possible is what makes it the actual customer service itself good. Because if I just look at you and try to smile, I don't think this is gonna look really good. But I'm smiling. Get my point? So therefore, we need to be making sure that we be careful with that one, because a lot of people believe that that is a bad thing. Obviously, what we do with it and how we react with it is what we need to be fully aware of. It's gonna happen. What's another one I'd like to ask here? If a client does not listen to what an employee says, the employee should just move on and let the client do what she or he wants, whatever they want. They can just do it. I don't need to do anything. Okay, there is one specific way to address all clients so that you're showing the best customer service skill. There's only one way. That's it. Nothing else. No further. No, right? I kind of said that answer a little earlier. We need to be able to adjust, right? So looking at overall here, we have four major things that we need to make sure when we are going to address a client, and that is called SPOT. And as everything, just like in SWAT or any of these little things that they like to teach to us, we need to make sure that we do this. We probably never notice when we go to Disney World or anywhere we go, when you call an actual call center, you'll notice that when you come in, they'll smile. They'll tell, welcome to Kmart. My name is Lucy. How may I help you? They presented themselves and they offered to help. The first three steps must happen coincidentally together, or whatever that word is together. It must happen. One, two, and three. As for four, that would sound very fake if I came and thank you at the same time. Thank you and get the heck out. No, so we offered to help. We stay quiet. We listen to the actual issue, right? And then resolve the issue. Lastly, after we finish everything, we thank them for this, for coming and for this to wherever it is, Kmart, DAC, and ask them if there's anything else that we can do to help and ensure that they hopefully had a nice, warm, and friendly visit from our location. Anybody want to kind of chime in if this has ever happened to you or not?
If
Yeah.
what if what happens, like the greeting?
Yeah. Have you ever received that and never even thought twice that it is actually there is a technique or something that's called spot?
I've been
No,
When
greeted.
you
I
go to
don't know if
Chick-fil-A,
they followed the spot.
when you
Yeah,
go
a
to
lot of people
Chick-fil-A,
have. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
when you go to Chick-fil-A, like they have like a protocol. Like they always say my pleasure,
Hmm.
or like that's probably like the one thing that you always notice. Like when they're done taking your order and you say thanks, and they're like, "Oh, my pleasure."
Exactly. There is a believe it or not, even in all call centers, there is a specific script that you must give to the actual client when they call. If you're calling for Dell, you'll notice that they'll ask you a certain key question, like what's your name, your account number, and obviously they will present themselves first. You'll notice that they give a name. They must give a name. If not, whoever's monitoring their call actually monitors that these steps are not being followed, and it will be part of their actual evaluation. This is part of the skills that we're trying to make sure that we hone into you guys and understand that this little tedious thing that you're going to receive when you go out to these help desks is not to annoy you. It's because it's part of the customer service. We want to make sure that they feel like if they're in Disney every time they call. Questions or doubts on the four stops? We will go a little bit deeper into it, especially when we're going to focus into the clients
I would
itself
say
and how
Disney
to address.
stuff.
Yeah, Disney's got to be
Disney.
one of the hardest
Mhm.
ones to give customer service. Does anybody know how they actually point or tell you how to go somewhere? Do they actually do it with one finger? Nobody ever noticed that?
They have
They
to do the
actually,
whole body
I
with
think they
like a
do
big
full
sweep.
hand now, right?
you'll notice it's two fingers at all times when or if they have the baton, they'll do the baton, but they'll never do one finger. They will always use minimum of two fingers, or they might go like this, but the majority of them will do the two finger point. we'll move this way or that way or go this way. But they don't do a point because it's rude to point at people. And in some countries, it's pretty rude. It's as good as the middle finger. Just like we need to be avoiding, believe it or not, any hand gestures is incorrect to any client, believe it or not. I think I'm not sure if I gave you the story already, but there was a country manager who asked for the bill in Brazil when I was working for in UPS. And in Brazil, the OK sign is not OK. It does represent a three-letter word with a hole at the end. Therefore, it's as good as a middle finger to that waitress, and she looked at him with a shocked face and was upset. Obviously, there is a time and a place for everything. Therefore, we should refrain from using any slang and or hand gestures that may be acceptable somewhere else that is not in the case of wherever you are. Questions, doubts? So remember, when we're communicating with our clients in writing is also important because of the fact that you never know is Frankie, when he received this email, he was already ticked off, and any little single word that just doesn't sound right, he's going to take it personal. Although you might have not been screaming, you might have just wanted to put bold the letters that were important to you, but Mikey took it as if you were yelling. By mistake, you left it all in caps and just sent it, didn't proofread it, whatever it is. Overall, we want to make sure that we give them this nice smile, welcome, as I stated before. You always present yourself and make sure that they feel welcome as if they're coming in. It can't be like fake. Hi, welcome to DAC. How can I help you? I'm Diego, by the way. Yeah. Doesn't sound warm and toasty. I'm pretty sure it's going to get frustrating after the third or fourth time. It gets very, very tedious to your brain. The more you repeat the exact same repetitive of actually presenting yourself, trust me, this is something you need to work on and ensure that your behavior skills for customer focus, that you make sure that you do not go by the 30th one with a horrible greeting. Has anybody ever received a nicely warmed growing one that I just gave? One that you felt like, well, this one just had a bad day.
A bad greeting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've
Heard you.
at Walmart. They acting like they would rather die than to check you out. And I say, "How are you?" And they're like, "Fine. What? Whatever."
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely that we want to make sure that we don't give that type of feeling. Remember, all these call centers that you guys are going to be in, they're all pretty much recorded, depending the size. If it is small and maybe it's not recorded every single call, and or they have the capability to be able to monitor your call so they can come in without you seeing that they're in the call. So, fair warning. If you think you're alone, you're never alone in any of these call centers. At the same time that you can ask for help, they can join your calls and ensure that you are obviously giving the service that they're expecting. So just like we would do it in actual person, we want to make sure that even in the written format that we sound warm and friendly, and that we make sure in our email that we present ourselves, make sure that we give our phone number, our identity, something that just doesn't say Joe. Sincerely Joe. It doesn't give me information. Make sure that if it pertains to whatever it pertains to, that we actually give that information to the client. So we're gonna go into stop for a second here and Paul will do a bingo pop and throw everybody into rooms. We're gonna smile and present ourselves to one and each other. We're gonna say hello. Welcome to DAC Technologies. My name is Michael Valle. How may I help you? Hopefully you insert your name and not when I go into these rooms, everybody's saying Michael Valle because it just won't make sense. Except for Michael, I'll let you do it. Here we are. Give me a second here. All right. Almost ready there. Give me a second.
You're still recording, by the way.
It's in pause, but I will stop it if you like.
Oh
I'm
no,
not.
I was just saying because you
Oh
had
yeah.
mentioned your.
I hope you guys had fun there. As you can see, after maybe the first or second try, you guys are probably in the room saying, "Why am I saying this already 3 times to Michael?" But either which way, you can see it's kind of tedious. Hopefully, the exercise got SPO into your head, which is obviously to smile, hopefully as sincere as possible. Make sure you present yourself and offer to help. Those are the 3 key things. You'll notice, though, every company will have their dialogue, the way of saying, as we heard earlier. They might request you to say certain words, so we need to make sure those key words are in those sentences. If we don't, then again, foresee in the reviews, they'll let you know, and then you're all upset, and then you'll smile because you remember Spot got you. Therefore, just remember Spot, and hopefully we can stay out of trouble. So, overall, Bo, how easy did you feel it was? Truthfully, was it easy? A two, three, four, or was it very difficult?
Hey, very easy.
Very.
You think it would be still easy to continue to smile at a client that even wouldn't see you? Try to make sure that tone seems welcoming.
Yeah, I've had to. I have a very big customer service background, so I've kind of learned to do it personally,
Hmm.
like in person or even over the phone.
You did agree, maybe repetitiveness or doing it and making sure that you catch yourself was one of the key things you had to do. I don't think it would be right off the bat easy.
Yeah,
It does sound easy, but I, I don't know. I found it very tedious when I first in the 80s and 90s was in the call center, especially when I was in Tiger Direct in the call center there. It was you would see the board of 100 calls. It always stayed there like 90 something, 100 calls. It felt like if at one point that you were not natural, that you were starting to get,
about
you
it.
know, yeah, bogged down, especially after, your supervisor's hawkeyeing how long you're taking on the calls instead of actually noticing that you're giving customer service. So that's got to be another thing that you have to deal with and make sure that all these numbers that they're looking at. Unfortunately, management looks at numbers and they don't look at the human part of it. So you need to be able to communicate in writing effectively to make sure that those things are taken care of. And one of the things that we need to do for ourselves is obviously staying out of trouble by making sure that we s- stick to the spot and make sure that we stick to the script, because some of them have strict scripts that we must say, no matter how annoying or robotic we may feel. And lastly, we need to make sure that we thank the client. Always thank them for coming and or for their service and for being there. Questions, doubts? So, why is it important to treat clients well and make them feel special?
You want to make them come back because at the end of the day, the clients is what makes your business money, and that's the business that pays you, gives you your paycheck.
Exactly.
And the more immediate, it makes the transaction with them much easier if they feel comfortable with you.
Yeah, and trust. They become the trust factor. If they don't feel comfortable with you, they won't be able to trust you to that you're going to be able to fix the problem, right?
Also, more referrals probably from that customer. They had a great experience with you.
Exactly. We want to make sure that they not only come back, but they bring customers. You, the better the customer service, the more likely you're going to get referrals, as you stated, from that person saying, "Hey, when I went to this Best Buy, man, the guy is the best. This tech that's there. I've gone to the other Best Buys, man, but those Geek Squad are the worst." So getting a good rapport with your clients, no matter how tedious it gets, is always a good thing because one, they're going to come back. Two, They might even say something to your management team and let them know. And if they don't, best bet that most of these companies anyway send, and I'm pretty sure it's happened to you, a little survey. That's what it is. That little survey that you've been getting from different companies and or emails saying, hey, how was our call? That was to see, to get your feedback in reference to that actual customer service experience that you had with that specific agent. Usually the better the review, the better for the actual agent. Obviously, we don't want to put there just because we feel bad, uh, start putting a whole bunch of negative things. We only want to put facts. Be negative or positive feedback. We're just putting facts. Our emotions can't be in there. The moment we start getting emotional in reference to this, then excuse those numbers. So usually we've had issues, a lot of issues where the technician that is a dispatch tech gets gigged for what the help desk technician or vice versa. So that was another thing that can be tedious to ensure that they are fully aware of who they're actually evaluating. Thank you. So we're going to go into groups here of 3. I will be putting you actually know with your actual teammates, right? TAs, I believe, if I recall correctly. So hopefully we should be able to imagine and put something in here of an outrate customer, for instance. I think that's what's. And any question? That was no. And I believe I'll be passing this off to my friend here.
Yeah. Okay. So, like Diego just mentioned, if you were working at a place like Apple, and of course, before you get on the floor of a place like that, they're going to ask you to be proficient in all of their devices. So this this little opening was to just to talk about the type of people that you think that you will run into in a Apple store environment. So I want you guys to continue to call out some type of people that you may run into.
Tech savvy types that know more than you or think they do.
That's it. That's a type. Got a lot of different types, especially in a store like that. Think about who uses those devices. So Josh hit on one person. Somebody give me another type of person. Why everybody quiet on me?
With technology.
There you go. The opposite end of that spectrum. Walk. The person that's not so well versed in that technology. Now, let's keep in mind those devices range all ages. So, what other type of person will you see in the Apple Store?
Somebody who's never
Kids.
updated their phone or
Kids.
has a new device.
Yep, kids. Like Walk said, somebody that rarely updates their phone and they don't understand why it's not working. From kids to elderly, you're going to run into a lot of different type of personalities in an environment like that. So now, let's say you went from the Apple Store and now you're working for a major IT company and you're addressing their IT needs. Now your clients won't be the same as they were at the Apple Store, but for example, you won't have any kids unless it's a sweatshop. You know, you won't have any kids working there, but you will have some clients that may be very new to technology, or like Josh said, some clients that are very very experienced. On the flip side of that, just like with customer service, you'll have some clients that are patient and some that would be upset with you. So there are so many different types of clients. So you need to be available to understand how to address the different types of clients. And that's what this next exercise will be about. I'm going to drop some Google Forms into chat. And I'm going to and Diego's going to put us in our personal breakout rooms, the ones that we normally use, and the directions are.
So, a needle pulling thread. As we saw here, oops, did I? Don't tell me I just closed it. That's beautiful. Can somebody hit next slide, please? I think I just closed. Thank you. We have a little game for you guys. Time to climb and play with each other there. That doesn't sound right, but you get my point. Time to climb, people. Time to climb. Should be able to see the game, and you'll be able to choose your character. Feel free to choose who you like. Then click start, and it'll bring you into the little game. I'm not going to share my screen because then you guys are going to get my answers.
Where's my penguin team?
Right here.
I'm happy. Yes. Go Penguins.
Okay, we got a few.
We'll call y'all the Happy Feet Squad.
Oh, there's new characters. I didn't even realize that.
I'm a turtle this time, or a lizard, whatever that is.
Let me see. Joshua, I'm pretty sure that's a turtle. I think.
Nice.
Okay, is that everybody?
I think so. You
Yeah,
guys can start it. I don't know what happened to my screen. I closed it over here. Sorry, guys.
Oh, we got a late comer.
Woo!
All right, 16. I believe that's the majority.
Yes, it is.
All right, I'm gonna start the game. Let's begin.
Play store. 3, 2, 1. In SWAT, acronym S stands for smirk. Yes, I think it's smirk. It's got to be smirk. Woohoo! We're all running across. Somebody got left behind. In SPOT, the letter S stands for solution. Yes, must be solution. What? I think we got the wrong letter. Ooh, we got the wrong letter. I would say that's the letter R. Maybe? No? Maybe? Oh, or P? Maybe P? Maybe P? I'll go with P. I have to guess that they put the wrong letter. Ugh, nice job. It was a P.
That was trick question.
It's not randomized, so.
That S threw me off.
What does the O stand for? Let's see. Optimistic. Definitely optimistic. Yes, I think it's O for optimistic. No, it's not optimistic. You got it wrong. Bad.
Congrats, Diego. Off on the second one.
Where's my penguin warriors?
What does the letter T? Take advice. Take a device. Oh God, what do I do? I'm gonna have to just take his device.
All right, good job, guys.
Whoa. Those are the fast to draw.
Ayana wins again.
She's too quick. She's too quick.
I feel like she played
Yeah,
this with the same questions.
It's just that the S just threw me off the whole time.
It's either she's quick or her internet's quicker than mine.
I'm cheating over here. I have all the answers on the other screen.
Yeah. She even knew that S meant P. It's like, all right, it's got to be this one. Click next, please. Sorry, I did close that earlier.
Got the secret baby right there.
I think the baby has all the answers. That's what it is. It's on his shirt on the back.
She's whispering them. She's whispering them in my ear.
Ah, see, that's what it is. So, guys, I do appreciate for you guys coming into this session. Hopefully, ultimately, by now, we should hopefully share your screen by now. Yeah, that might be one of the things you could do. Address our clients with warmth and authenticity and a willingness to help. Explain how growth mindset can help perfect the art of working with clients in order to provide excellent and obviously learn how to adjust depending on the given situation, the type of client, be that it is a tech savvy, outrate customer, whatever it is, we can't treat everybody with a cookie cutter representation of what service should be. Hopefully that is one of the things that we hone down here. And the more we practice with the different types of scenarios, the better we get at it. Always use a mirror and or now with these new technology, feel free to record yourself in Zoom and look back at your reactions of given situations. Questions or doubts? All right, guys, we got 6 extra minutes I'm going to give you back. uh, Go ahead and feel free, unless if the TAs have something for you right now. Can I send them a break? You guys mind? All right, so I'll send you guys a break, give you extra